Hello, this is your host, Babe. Episode 3, Three Songs Podcast. I'm back with you with Syante, as promised. Really enjoyed talking with her. I had a little bit of technical problems, but it's just learned by doing, so this will get better. Quality-wise, will get better. And so by season 10, we should be, perfect. Anyway, I'll shut up, and I hope you enjoy the show, and we'll talk after. You were talking about OCD earlier. How did that play out? You said you were almost debilitated. You couldn't really...
Yeah, I had sharp objects OCD for a time, so in my head, I would always envision people attacking me with sharp objects or me attacking people. That was crazy. I was scared for the safety of people around me and for my own safety. So it was all in my head, but it was so debilitating. I couldn't do things.
You thought everybody had a sharp object on them.
Yeah, that was in my head all the time, but I couldn't get that thought out of my head. It was excruciatingly painful. Everyone else around me was just don't think about those things, but that's not how it works. You can't get those thoughts out of your head. It's beyond your control.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the medical facilities in India aren't that advanced yet, so no one could diagnose me with what I had. They just thought I was depressed.
So you're driving me home. It's not the same as before.
A lot of people say that a lot of my lyrics are very poetic.
It's late and all of the doors around us are closed.
Fictitious characters up. I've never been in a super serious romantic relationship myself, but I write romantic songs and love songs all the time.
Go up the driveway. You don't need to tell me.
These are mostly songs that that can't come from a character perspective. It's like acting, I feel.
So save your words. I can't hear what you said anyway. I'm so in my head, and I'm just.
Do you write stories and...
Definitely. I started off by writing poetry, actually, where you get into the head of a character, you get into a character space and write from their perspective. I tend to do that a lot, especially for all the love songs, the romantic songs. So that's how I tend to think, and I get into that space, and that's a space from which I wrote this particular song. Purely fictitious.
I know that I should start to remove.
Can you tell us, what is the fictitious story that you told in this one? What is this?
Break up, you're driving me home. It's not the same as before. Guy is telling her something, and the character was singing, can't hear it, and then there's a very vivid description of the surroundings. It's all the doors around us are closed, so it's quite late in the night. Trucks are hightailing down the freeway. So all of that stuff, it's stuff that I've observed around me, but not necessarily in this setting. And I feel I don't know, it's just a thing where most people tend to just be acquaintances, and what's just a very fleeting connection that you have with someone, and then you just move on with your own lives. So writing or storytelling has always been something that I've been really attached to or drawn toward. The storytelling is definitely something that attracts me very much. I was like, it's not exactly depression, it's just that I'm scared of a very particular thing, and it's just like these thoughts. And like there has to be something like it. But they just couldn't put their finger on what it was. Parents took me to like multiple doctors. They even considered like psychiatrists and whatnot. They tried everything, and everyone thought it was like either did a this, that. They couldn't zero in on what it was. But after coming here, I realized it was OCD. So yeah, I didn't even know that I had it until I came. So I don't tend to act on my compulsion. A lot of people with OCD tend to like actually start taking actions, like sharp objects. They'll remove all sharp objects out of sight. And then for people who are obsessed with cleanliness, they'll like constantly wash their hands or clean the surroundings. I don't tend to do all of that. It's just the recurring thoughts in my head. One of the ways to treat this is to actually like face your fears, where you actually work with the sharp objects and tell yourself that it's okay to be around them or be in surroundings that are not as clean as you want them to be, and tell yourself that it's okay and you're not gonna die. So I feel like I've been doing that on myself anyway. Like I don't tend to act on like compulsions or obsessions, but it's just the thoughts. Sometimes they just spiral out of control, and then you're like, I just can't do anything. You can't even have a normal conversation with people because those intrusive thoughts are always in your head. Different factors trigger it, and there is no control over what triggers it, but it's up to you to decide whether you want to act on those and how well you're able to handle it.
Took a plunge off the pier, shook hands with my fears, struck a deal.
The last call, is that a really personal song to you, or?
All just to hold you close.
Yeah, it is.
Haven't seen my family in years.
It is.
Learn to laugh, love through my tears.
It's inspired from personal experiences, but again, I tried to shape it so that it's something that's relatable to all people. The song is about that feeling of frustration, going for something but you don't see any tangible signs of it working out, like you've been working towards it for a long time. Is it ever gonna come to me?
You know you can make me your home, and I don't know where to stop.
And you don't know if it's like really working because there are no like tangible or visible signs. So it's like that 3 feet from goal's moment where you gotta keep pushing, but you're almost at the verge of giving up. So it's a call to persevere, and that's written from that space of despair.
Is that your path and through your music career and what you're doing in LA? Is that kind of?
Yeah, it's tough because you gotta keep at it, but often you don't see any visible or tangible signs.
Trying to be with you has taught me the best. And now I ask,
There are very tiny signs, the signs that you're progressing with at a snail's pace. Feel like, well, is this really worth everything I'm doing with these?
maybe I'm mean, but can't go on living this way. Here's the last one, then I will be gone.
And how hard was it for them to diagnose in the States here? Was it like a test and you were done?
Yeah, honestly, after coming here, I see a lot of posts on social media and other things talking about OCD, and I went through those and I was like, it looks like this is the condition I have. Totally, very accurately describes what I went through in my high school. And back in India, no one could diagnose it, but I knew that this was it. Even when I went to my therapist here at the embedded counseling at USC, I told them what I was going through, like the recurring thoughts, and they were like, it looks like you have OCD. The other day I was talking to my mom and she said something and that stuck to me, and that was like repeating over and over again in my head. I was like, I don't want to think about that.
How does that play into your songs a little bit, or?
No, honestly, I don't like to think about it because I don't want to give it energy, so I tend to like stay away from that theme in my songs.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate you talking about it now, so.
Yeah, it's like I tend for my songs to be, I want my songs to be like hopeful, optimistic, and inspiring for people. And it can be inspiring to push through in spite of all these conditions. But I haven't spoken about OCD explicitly in any of my songs yet.
Well, let's talk about your last song here, Voyage to My Destiny. This is an earlier song of yours.
Yeah, it's one of my earlier songs, that's right. And the recording is just... it's all me. It's me singing, me playing the guitar, me doing the lead guitar, it's me doing everything. It's very stripped down, very acoustic. As the title suggests, it's about the journey of life. It's a few years old, and it was one of my earlier songs, so it's... so as people say, it's like very Disney-esque. It's like one of the Disney characters going off by themselves on their journey to their destiny. Inspiring song about the voyage to your destiny. Journey to LA, so I feel like that's what it's about. And song about the voyage to your destiny. It's like filled with ups and downs that you gotta keep pushing, and there'll be people around you doing all kinds of things. Some will be going around in circles, some will be progressing in life, some will be going downhill, and you gotta keep doing your own thing.
Yeah. So, do you sick at this point, or do you miss home? Is there something like our friends and family?
I miss my parents sometimes, but I would rather be here than back home, because back then I wasn't really growing in life, and I wouldn't have discovered so much about myself as I did after coming here to LA. Living by yourself makes you find out so many things about yourself, because you're forced to do things you never did before. As a result, you grow as a person and become someone you never thought you were capable of becoming.
All right, that's it, folks. Episode 3 Songs Podcast is in the books. I really want to thank Syante for joining me and telling me her story, and having some patience with the technical problems I was having. These shows will get better and better the more I try by doing, so every show will get better and better. On the next show, I've got The Fall of Saigon. He's a musician coming out of France. I really am looking forward to talking with him again. I talked with him for an article we wrote. You can find that on the Minus 1000 website page. but this is going to be a deeper dive, and I'm sure he has 100 more songs after we last talked. So thank you again for listening. I really appreciate it, and take care till next time.